right? So when we talk about emotions, the American Psychological Association defines emotion as conscious mental reaction. It's a conscious, you're conscious of it. It's a, emotion is not something that's passive. It's something that you feel at that point in time you're getting it. It's a conscious mental reaction. Again, it's a reaction, it's not an action. It reacts. So when I feel somehow, when that brother is all shaky and about seeing some sister, you know, it is not necessarily an action, it's a reaction, something about that person. You are reacting to something about that person, right? That does not necessarily mean it's God. It might just be something in your past, a record in your past that there's a similarity to how that person is concerning the record in your past, right? So when we talk about emotion, it's something you're conscious of, you can feel it, right? It's a mental reaction. It's your mind that is making it, right? You cannot have emotions to something that your mind is not perceiving. Emotion is a conscious mental reaction. Your mind is reacting and is then giving it out. The way you see it is the way your body, the emotions in your body, but it's a mind connection. You cannot have emotions for something that does not pass through your mind, right? Emotion, again, is emotion, energy, emotion, energy, emotion. Energy is directed according to what your mind or where your mind directs it, right? So emotion, again, is a conscious mental reaction, right? We have the easy example as anger, fear, belief, body shaking, jittery, all of that. You feel in love or you know out of love or whatever, right? But so let's get the keywords. It's conscious, it's mental, it's a reaction, it's responding to something. Another keyword there is subjectively experienced. It is subjectively experienced. It's subjective, not objective, right? It could mean 1,001 things because the same emotion can occur due to different things. So there's no one answer for feeling one way. Quick example in scriptures, right? Peter, God, Jesus Christ said, who do men say that I am? Peter felt one way and said, oh, you are the Son of God. Jesus Christ said, oh, it is God that has revealed it to you, all of that, all of that. Great. Jesus Christ says, oh, I'm going to go to Jerusalem and be crucified. Peter felt the same way. Oh, you cannot go. You cannot go. I can hear from God. God is telling you, you cannot go. God said, get behind me, Satan. In one emotion, it was God speaking through Peter. In the same emotion, it was a devil. So because you feel the same way doesn't mean it's the same spirit from which what you are feeling is coming from. You can feel the same way and the spirits can be different. So get the words. When we come to emotion, we're talking about is a conscious, is a mental reaction. You're conscious, is something passing through your mind and you are reacting to something, right? It is subjective. It's a subjective experience, right? It means it has no meaning until you break it down and find out where the reaction is coming from. What is it that you are reacting to? Sometimes you are not even reacting to the what it is making you feel somehow is nothing. Nothing. It's just that you have not been there before. Sometimes you feel somehow, and the only reason that you feel that is because it's new to you, something that is not in your mental collection. I remember several emotions I've had in my life that meant nothing. Well, they mean something because I now understand them as I begin to break them down. Remember the first time I was in secondary school, and a friend was staying in one of those towers in Ikoyi, right? A school in Greg's. So they were the father worked at USA, so they were staying in one of those towers with flats, you know. So we'd gone to his house or so. But as we're going up, you know, they had a swimming pool at the back, and they had ladies with bikini on. That was my first time of seeing life women with bikini. You know, as I saw them there, uh, my whole body just kind of just went numb, right? Went numb. Why? I was seeing something I had not seen before, right? I was seeing something I had not seen before. So my mental capacity did not have how to describe it. A bit of neuroscience again, the way the mind works. Anytime we see something, the mind always goes back and say, what does this represent? It quickly goes back, oh, I'm seeing this new thing. I do have a recollection concerning it. Have I seen it before? What does it mean? Typically, if he has something that it means, you won't feel anything. It will just quickly tell you, oh, this is what it means. This is what to do. But if he misses something for the first time you have not seen before, see, your mind then goes, oh, we have not seen it before. You could just be mute because your mind is just blank. So sometimes you see something and you're just blank. You just blank. It's because your mind cannot handle it. Yeah, it goes into the record and there's no recollection of it. He has not seen it before. Sometimes he has seen something like it before, and maybe you've been through trauma in that thing. You won't understand what's happening to you. Maybe you start shaking. You see some people just start shaking because they've seen so and they don't understand why. It's because there's a connection to what they are seeing now to a trauma in their life. And they might not even recollect that trauma, but the mind does. If the mind can make a connection between that thing and the trauma, you will feel somehow you don't even know. You might even start sweating and whatever. But you see, your mind is reacting. Sometimes you know you are conscious of it, sometimes you are not conscious of it. Right? So, so that's why it's subjective. Because you're feeling somehow, it does not mean it's this or that until you break it down and understand what is going on. Right? So when we talk about emotions, it's a conscious mental reaction, but it is subjective, right? It's subjective, right? But it produces itself as strong feelings, right? So it's usually directed towards a specific object, but because it's the connection, but you then feel it in your body, right? But you have to be careful. I remember as I was growing from coming into puberty, you know, and unfortunately, unlike today, where we have a lot of information and people can break things down for us, when we went through that, we didn't have it, right? We didn't have it, you know. So as I came through puberty, nobody had told me about the physiological changes that will take place in my body, you know. And so I had some lady I was chasing then, but I started chasing her before the first time uh, I had wetness. I started before the first time I started producing spams. I'll use the word claim, you know. But there was a time in that chasing where you know I was in that place of full production, right? Oh, let me not go too far into that. But I shared a bit of how I felt with a friend, and my friend, instead of helping me, you know, made fun of me, even in front of the person, you know, involved here, you know, and that was the end of me ever sharing that with someone like that, you know. But the key word is, you know, we need to understand that these are preaching the way that works. It's emotions, right? And it's a connection to what I have there or I don't have there. And it's not to be our master. Emotions are not to be our master as good as they are. There are things for us to master and use. Master and use. Master and use. Emotions are to be mastered and used, not to use you. If emotion uses you, you will make a wreck of your life. You will not make it in this life, right? But emotions are supposed to be understood, mastered, and used. We'll talk more.